Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Ken's Questions. If you're new here, I'm Ken. And if you're not, welcome back. So, those of you that have tuned in before, y'all know what I do. I get on here and talk shit. I get on here and discuss current events. I pose questions that are sent to me by our lovely viewers and just give my opinion, Hey, been doing this for quite some time, since 2018. And like I said, if it's your first time here, welcome, welcome, welcome. And I also want to welcome my lovely guests. This is my folks, y'all. This family across the way. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Sure, my name's Tiffany. I am the host of Coming Soon to You, Conversations with a Real Bitch. Bitch is an acronym for Beautiful, Intelligent, Tenacious, Confident Hustler.
Damn.
Yeah.
Wow.
So thank you, Ken, for having me again.
So some of y'all, if y'all was on Instagram with me, we did a couple of after hours episodes.
Yeah.
So those episodes, y'all, if you want to rewind back and think about what I did back then, I never posted those episodes because I wanted people to have a safe space. In addition to that, you might have some individuals that might have said some things they didn't want their spouse, they might not want their job to know. Whatever that situation was, I made sure it was a place that they can talk. And in addition to that, they had to trust me, so I never posted those episodes at all. We had some good conversations though.
We did. We did.
Some real like spicy, like
Right.
why? But with this platform, I decided that, hey, I'm gonna bring those back, mainly because that's we adults.
Exactly.
Everything that I discuss, we have, well, until they take it away, freedom of speech, because that shit on the list too.
That part.
So while we can, let's go in and have fun. Don't forget, also, y'all can send me questions individually. I'm Kenny Ken1 on Instagram. In addition to that, Kenneth Adams on Facebook. That's my private page, but you can, if you want to friend request me and have me wait 14 weeks before I even look at it, then you can be on the list too. But also, special shout out to my homeboys, my day ones, Spanky, El Spanko, DJ Timo, Mixing, Scratching, Varsky, and of course, Tenantry.com. Those are my boys with Hits, Cuts, and Bruises podcast. That is I guess I should say my main podcast.
Listen, I love Hits, Cuts, and Bruises. One of my favorite podcasts to listen to, of course, because my favorites are on there.
Yes.
So yeah, it's a big thing. You guys got to check it out. It's awesome.
It's definitely worth a listen or watch. A lot of the things that we talk about, sometimes you got to just see it. There's some stories on there that are absolutely hilarious. The lizard story, look up that one. Just look up the lizard story. That's one of the ones that is my absolute favorite.
Did you post the video of the lizard?
I did.
Oh, you did?
I did.
Oh my God, it was hilarious.
I wasn't ashamed. I'm scared of lizards. Shit.
Me too.
Hey, and it was in the house. Goddamn.
Listen, I've actually called the police to come to my house for a lizard. Yeah.
How did that go for you?
I didn't disclose why they were coming. I just kind of was screaming on the call like something's in my house.
You said something.
Something. Right.
Just generic something's in my house.
Yeah. And she
Not
was trying to get more
someone.
from me, but I was being very evasive. And I was trying to get ready for work, and it was preventing me because it was in my bathroom. And I was like, how did it get in my house? I'm upstairs. At the time I was living in an apartment, and I'm upstairs. And they show up. And you live in an apartment, the nosy people like, oh, cops over there.
That's right.
Cops come up. They're like, ma'am, are you okay? And I was like, my bathroom. And the cop goes like, what's in here? I said, that lizard right there. But the crazy part was why they looked at me like I was crazy. When the cop went to get, he jumping and flipping and he like, I'm like, are you serious? You're about to say I'm wrong for calling, but you can't. You jump. But yeah, so I'm with you on the lizard thing. I don't do lizards.
Yes. And also, if y'all hear just a little bit of background noise, we're coming to you live from downtown Riviera Beach at Boulevard Subs. So thank you once again to Shed Lane. He is the owner and proprietor of this space. Stop by. It's on Blue Heron Boulevard in the Imperial Plaza. What did you have tonight?
I had the conch fritters. They were good.
And what did Tori have?
Tori had the I haven't.
A sandwich. Tori, what you had to eat?
What did you have to eat? What did you have to eat?
Was it good?
He had the Angus burger on cornbread. Interesting.
Yeah.
I don't eat meat, so if he says it's good, I take his word.
Yeah. I had a good old fashioned fish sub done my way with the hot sauce. Gotta have the hot sauce on it. So y'all stop on by. Make sure you get something to eat. Tell Shed that I sent you. Also, there is an episode of Hits Custom Bruises that we did live right here. Go back and check that. His Custom Bruises is linked to my page and vice versa, so you can look at both. You know, if you want to get a slice of life that's a little different from me and the fellas, then come over here and join me. Otherwise, take a listen to both. You know, ain't gonna hurt you. So, are you ready for the first question, madam?
I am. Let's get it started.
So, those of you who do not know the format, I'm gonna let you in. It's pretty simple, pretty straightforward. If somebody got a question, you know, I don't care what it is, I'm gonna answer it. And in addition to that, I have guests that, for the most part, aren't shy. Or if they are shy, then they won't be shy for long. All right. So this first one is relationship based. And the question is, what are some non-negotiables for your older self that your younger self would have tolerated? And let me put it another way for y'all. Some of y'all might not know what that means. I'm being honest. Yes, I'm just letting you know. So I'm going to put it a different way. What's some bullshit that you allowed your spouse or boyfriend, girlfriend to do to you back in the day that you would have said, that shit ain't gonna ride this time?
First one would be communication. Like when in my 20s, late teens dating, I could care less whether he comprehended or he got what I said or, you know, I really could care less back then, you know. But now communication is everything for me.
Yeah.
So I would have never in my 20s, yeah, it was whatever.
Was that just a pass that was given?
Yeah,
Like-
it was a pass that was
Okay.
given. It was a pass that was given. I've never been the kind of person that didn't know how to communicate. I always was very direct in what I wanted, what I needed from a person. But their lack of communicating back to me, I could kill us. Back in those days, you know, it was what it was. I was
Right.
having a lot, you know, I enjoyed life.
That's right, as you should. You only get one shot.
One time.
That's it. Unless somebody knows something that I don't know.
Right.
Hey, I'm going to have as much fun as I can going around this motherfucker. I'm going to do it.
True.
I think I would tell my younger self not to be so nice. Because I mixed up not hurting feelings with suffocating my own. And those are things that, not that I let people get away with things, but I just really feel that if I would have been able to express myself at that time in the moment, be upset, be mad, cuss a motherfucker out, I would have had a
Listen, I had no problems with that.
But I think what happened was I had a couple of situations where I did curse people out, and it was the wrong way in the wrong situation.
And that's because you probably had a buildup. And then you probably took out on that situation years of holding back.
Right.
And in that time period, you probably just gurgitated it all out in that moment.
I wish I could say that.
It was intentional.
I had an audience. That was the issue, and that was and it was over cereal. I'm dead
What
fucking
can I just?
serious.
Which kind? Because if it was Frosted Flakes, I feel you.
It was Fruity Pebbles.
Oh hell no.
It's Fruity Pebbles.
Yeah, I know.
It was Fruity
Okay. I ain't gonna.
But I felt so bad
Yeah.
because it was so simple, and this is somebody I cared about. And
Yeah.
I'm talking to them like a damn dog in front of
But
my
was
friends.
it? But was it really about Fruity Pebbles?
It probably wasn't.
Right.
That was the catalyst
Right.
at that time.
Right. You
And
use that to get all that out in that moment.
and it was the wrong thing.
Yeah.
So after that, I kind of, it's like, man, I don't want nobody else to feel like that.
Right.
She put up a good front.
Yeah.
She took it like a champ.
Yeah.
But she, that wasn't necessary.
I in my older age, I become a lot softer. I was that one hitter quitter line, like I ain't give a shit.
Right.
I was, yeah, you can go. I got the next one. I always had a roster. So I just didn't have that emotional give a fuck thing going on back then.
Right.
It took me a while to get to that point. And, do I regret some of? Yeah, I do. I could have been a lot kinder. I just didn't tolerate bullshit. Like my level of toleration of bullshit was probably just as bad as it is now.
Mm-hmm.
Like that area of me stayed the same. Like I just don't do bullshit.
Right.
I don't want to deal with it. I'm not, and I can see it a mile away. So I always be like, don't come to me and give me a lie if I ain't asked you for it. I have no problem with saying, tell me a lie today.
God damn.
But if I didn't ask for it, don't give me that. So I just never had. I've always had a low tolerance of bullshit,
Right.
and it always. But the good thing about that for me was I still had the same friends I had from childhood. So those little ones that slipped in here and there throughout growing older,
Yeah.
yeah, they had to learn. They had to learn, And I'm not always apologetic about who I am, where I am in life, and all of that. I'm not going to tailor my life to make you feel comfortable.
Right.
I'm not doing that. And so, my friend circle has always stayed small, which I love. I don't have to explain myself because everybody, my friends know who I am.
Yeah.
And they can handle if I say something directly without tippy-toeing and everything. So I don't ever want to change that part of me. I don't
You
ever want
hurt
to
my
change that part of me.
feelings. Why you did me
Well,
like
I will
that?
say I have learned to tailor my directness in a way that doesn't come off so harsh.
Right.
But right now we live in a society where everybody's so goddamn sensitive. And I'm like, where the fuck does that come from?
Extremely.
I'm so over the sensitivity that everybody has.
It came
Now-
from everybody getting a motherfucking trophy.
My God.
That's where that
Because
came
I
from.
wasn't raised like that. I was raised, listen,
We sure wasn't.
I am the seventh. And baby, when I say we played the dozens in that house, there was nothing anybody on the outside could say to me that could even harm me because of what I heard in my house. So I don't understand this level of sensitivity, and and it's hard for me to navigate. I literally, if I have to feel like I'm walking on eggshells to prevent from hurting your feelings from anything that I say, I don't even want to talk to you. And I don't even want to be your friend at that point.
Yeah.
Because I'm not living my life like that. Don't get me wrong, I'm not like overly harsh or aggressive with it, but I am direct. And there's two sides. If I rock with you and I'm being honest with you, you're going to get that. If I don't rock with you, you're not going to get a word out of me. That means I don't give a fuck.
Right.
Either I give a fuck or I don't give a fuck. Ain't no in between with me. And and I love that part of me. And the older I get, the more I want to be like my aunties that can say anything they want to say whenever they want to say it. And 52 just knocked on my door on the 22nd of February. And yeah.
Happy belated birthday.
Thank you. And I am like here for the honesty, here for I'm going to say it, and it is what it is what it is.
That's when now that individual for me, of course, is my Aunt Gwen.
I love me some Aunt Gwen. I love me some Aunt Gwen. Hey, Aunt Gwen.
My Aunt Gwen, I promise you. from the age of 13 to probably about 20.
Mm-hmm.
Boy, come on. You know what I'm asking. No, Aunt Gwen, I ain't got no pussy.
Listen, I love me some Aunt Gwen, baby. So if
Boy, I know you lie. I know you be over there, little girl. You be getting some pussy.
I love it.
Like, Auntie, I promise you, the day that I get me some pussy, I'm going to call you. And I'm going to say.
Did you call her when you got it?
I didn't.
Aunt Gwen, I hope you watching this.
Say, I will send this clip to her.
Please send her this clip.
It didn't happen until I was 18.
Oh, okay.
But she bothered the shit out of me. She was like, boy, I don't know what you waiting for. I don't know what you waiting for. Like,
Yeah.
like, as soon as you get it, you're going to be turned out.
But I think that's what the youth now is missing. And I think that's probably our fault.
Mm-hmm.
That we're not like our Aunt Gwen's and my Aunt Elvitas and my Aunt Shirley's and your mom. We're not as direct and honest. I don't know why we feel the need to kind of tiptoe and pussyfoot around these kids. Because some of these kids are so sensitive. It's weird to me.
Parents aren't parents anymore.
Yeah.
Parents are friends.
Yeah, no, I don't want to be my kid's friend.
And I love telling my son that.
Yeah, I'm not your friend. I tell my kids that all the time, I'm not your friend.
And I don't want to be your fucking friend.
I don't want to be a friend. And then when you call for my money, you're going to get my mouth. Because my mouth is attached to my money. You don't want my mouth, don't ask me for my money. So, yeah, that's where I'm at with it. But, yeah, I don't care to be any of my children's friends.
Yeah.
But, yeah, the level of sensitivity now, I work in HR, and it's like, listen, it takes, when I tell you I be a praying woman at the job, because what I want to say versus what I say.
Well, it's a time and a place for everything.
It is. It really is.
And if you want the people to continue to give you a check, you're going to know the time and the place.
Some days I could care less about the damn check. Some days I just want people to really understand what they're doing to themselves.
Mm-hmm.
The reason you're in HR is because of some shit you did, not because we just randomly picked you out the blue.
No.
Right. Yeah.
You mean accountability is a thing?
Oh my God. The lack of accountability is the problem right now.
No.
Nobody owns their shit.
Mm-mm.
And that's a huge problem.
I'm still trying to figure that one out because it's.
You probably could get away
rampant.
with more shit if you own the shit that you did.
It's rampant.
It is ridiculous.
I'm like, why is this even something that is acceptable?
I don't get it. I don't understand it. Growing up, you were held to the shit you did through the entire family because you was going to get a whooping from mama, daddy, auntie, everybody. All the elders was going to check your ass.
Every line. They was going to be in line.
And you had no choice but to own the shit you did because they weren't going to let you get away with it.
At all.
So, and I think that's another thing. That's where we're lacking in the youth now. We're not giving that, holding them to that accountability.
Yeah, it's a difference between not wanting to see your kid struggle versus not wanting to see your kid experience pain.
Right.
Pain is a part of life.
Part of life, and it makes you strong.
Yeah.
That's why everybody's so sensitive.
It's like you can't go through your whole entire life without experiencing no pain. Well, shit.
Yeah.
Well, that's not a thing.
Listen, I used to walk down the hall, and my son would be coming my way. I'm passing him. I punch him in his chest.
God damn.
Wham! He's like, Mom, why you? I said, just doing a check-in, just letting your ass know.
Damn. I felt that.
Just letting you know. Because one day you're going to grow taller than me. And I don't want you to think that you can do that whole, when they get a surgery, they start smelling themselves. And they bow up on you. Yeah, I just want to let you know.
Yeah.
You can't do that here.
I had that one time.
Yeah, me too.
One day.
Yeah.
I don't know how far I lifted him up, but he didn't have fun coming down.
Listen, I think mine had started getting him some pussy. And this one little girl had his nose open. So he called himself getting angry with me because I told him he couldn't go to football practice because he had, he didn't do his chores. And I said,
Yeah.
well, then, since you don't listen to me, you ain't going to football practice. And football was everything to him. So he lost it. So I'm leaving. I said, all right, bye. Because one thing I do know is when your ass get hungry, you will come back home. So I let him go ahead and leave. So 2 hours went past. It's about 11 o'clock now. He ain't came back home. So at the time, my ex-husband was like, you don't want to check on Chance. I said, for what? He'll come back. So now he feeling bad. So he done got in the car. Now he in the neighborhood looking. I'm laying in the bed, half asleep. Done had me about 2-3 glasses of wine. My norm. I'm not concerned.
Right.
So he come back. He says, I don't know where he at. And I said, I know where he at. He at that little girl house. That's where he at. So my husband's like, well, where she stay? You know what she said? I said, yeah, I know where she stay. He said, come on, please just come. I said, I'm not getting up. He'll bring his ass home because her mom ain't going to let him, her mother is not going to let him be at their house. So my ex-husband rides over there, and he there. He's there. So he tell him to come on back home. And I was laying in there, and he was like, Mom, I'm sorry. I said, I ain't. I carry your ass to bed because you got school in the
Get out my
morning.
face.
Get out my face. I ain't scared. For what?
Because they need that validation.
Yeah.
It's like, you fucked up the validation. You did what you wanted to do.
Listen,
So get what's called the fuck out of my face.
listen, I do all the things I'm supposed to: feed you, clothe you, house you. If I say wash dishes, your ass better jump and wash damn dishes. I shouldn't have to repeat myself.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just, it is what it is. And that's what the issue was. If I told you get up, then okay, then you can't get up and do like I said. And the one thing you love, I'm taking.
You got that right.
So he's an excellent child. That was the one time, I lie to you not, that was the one and only time he ever got in trouble.
Yeah.
Never, ever after that, never, ever before that.
Yeah, 'cause
but I said he was smelling that little hot little girl
Of course.
that had him, smelling himself. Yeah, so.
I'm a man now.
Yeah, he was trying to stand 10 toes down till I thumped his ass.
I'm a man. I'm an adult.
Yeah.
I'm grown.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
we fucked
we
up.
laugh about that to this day now. He's 27 now,
Oh, see.
so we laugh about that now.
Life lessons.
Yep.
All right. So the next question. Okay. Do you feel that a relationship is a contract? How do you enforce it? Do you have periodic performance evaluations? So this is a multi-tiered question. I know I could talk about this for 3 hours, but I'm going to condense all my stuff down.
First question, is it a contract? It can be. It can be. And when I say it can be, it depends on how you come into the relationship and what value you bring. And those are the areas that, to me, can create a level of contract. But you also can have a contract when it comes to sex, when it comes to, certain things, how many times we go on dates a month. Like, you can put it all into a contract if you want.
Right.
How to enforce it if two adults sit down and write out the things that they need in a relationship. Not necessarily just want, but really need to feel validated, to feel loved in a relationship. And they wrote it all down. Each person signed off on it. That's a valid contract. When you go to divorce court, you can take that with you.
Yeah.
And this is grounds for my divorce. He violated the contract that we wrote. Do I think evaluations should come into play? Of course. Of course. Evaluations, tune-ups. I think going to couples therapy is a must in a relationship to get tune-ups so that you're communicating well and learning new ways to communicate with one another is huge. And and you do an evaluation, because just because I love you this week, I may not like your ass next week. Love and like is two different things.
You got that right.
So yeah, I love you, but this week I don't like you. And sometimes you need to know where your mate is at mentally about you. I know that you get a lot of men that don't like to talk about feelings. Well, I'm sorry. It's a necessary evil when it comes to helping your partner know that she's doing the right things for you.
Right.
So yeah, I wholeheartedly, I have no problem with a whole contract, and we do a little evaluation, make sure we're on the same page moving forward, so that there's no resentment, underlying resentment. You know, because you got those people that like to sweep things under the rug and act like ain't nothing happened, and knowing they piss you the hell off, and then they come back.
Long as I'm asleep,
Hey,
it's a reset button in the morning.
mwah, you know, that kind of shit. And you like, are you really? You know,
Fuck out of here.
you're right, exactly. So yeah, I think those types of things are a must in a relationship. And again, those are things you learn. I'm older now. When I was younger in relationships, those were things I didn't even think about or could care less about.
Right.
But now it's those are things that I think are the number one thing. Communication in a relationship. That's number one.
So I'm gonna take this and split it up.
Okay.
So first and foremost, if you ever in your life want to find out if a marriage is a contract, get divorced, motherfucker. Then you're gonna find out real fast
That part.
that this is a goddamn contract.
All day long.
So
27 pages plus the child affidavit,
it's a fucking
parenting contract.
Yeah. That's your
All
quick,
of that.
your real quick lesson to find out that it's a business. And how you run your business
How you tailor
is
it.
only as effective as your level of communication.
Communication. That's right.
So, and like you said, feelings are in it, but also my homeboy, shout out to Happy.
Hey,
Happy,
Happy.
you my nigga, man. You know.
I don't know Happy, but hey,
But
Happy.
he in Atlanta.
Okay.
But he famously has told me, and I've adopted this: feelings aren't facts.
True.
And I hear it all the time. It's like, damn, Happy gonna say feelings ain't facts. Feelings ain't facts, because they're not. Feelings are something that you wish that your mate would respond to. Your mate will recognize. Your mate will, even reciprocate.
Right.
But if you across from somebody and they don't give two shits about whatever your feelings are in this particular situation because they have made their decision, what you gonna do? Ain't shit you can do.
Nothing.
Stuck like Chuck, motherfucker.
Yeah.
You either gonna accept that, compromise, y'all gonna give a little bit, or you just say fuck it. And
That's
move on.
basically it. That's kind of it. You
that's
either,
it.
if you love a person enough, you have to be willing to compromise.
Yeah.
And even if you don't accept how they are feeling in that situation,
Right.
be open enough to say there's a possibility that, I'm validating how you felt in that. Even if you have no feelings in it or you don't think, you did anything wrong. That's why I always tell people, understanding the person you with, because everybody's has a different definition for every word. There's a different definition for every word.
Absolutely.
To some degree. If you open a dictionary, you'll see different levels of, and everybody's definition of a word is different.
Yeah.
What I deem as disrespect may not be what my mate deem as disrespect. So understanding that and letting them know, hey, this is something I feel is disrespectful. And although you may not see it as that, you like, what? Okay. But validate their feelings in that and say, okay, and be mindful not to do it again. And then some people think that's hard. That shit is easy as hell.
Yeah.
It really is very easy to just be like, you know what? You're right. I'm sorry. I didn't know it would have made you feel that way. I apologize. I will try moving forward not to do that. That's all somebody really wants to hear.
Or we're gonna agree to disagree.
We're going to agree to disagree.
Because there is no way you can convince me,
Right.
and I can't convince you.
Right.
We've come
Agree
to
to
that
disagree.
conclusion, and then let's move on.
Right.
Yeah,
I think everything can be talked out.
of course.
I think everything can be worked out. I think as long as two
With
people
effort.
with effort, two people are putting in the effort and they're being honest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the second part of that is how do you enforce it? Well, we already said it, accountability.
Accountability.
It's like, well, you said we're gonna have sex on Tuesday at 3:00.
And you signed
you-
off on it. And get it notarized.
Like, this shit ain't happening.
Get it notarized. So when you go to court, That is binding.
We went in together and we agreed that this is something that was going to happen and it
Right,
has
right,
happened.
right.
But that's one of those things that I think it gets overlooked
Yes.
because the enforcement, that word is you automatically think like the police beating your ass. You think about law enforcement.
Right.
We think about when we put that word. I think the word should be changed. I don't think anything should be enforced because
No.
it makes the other person feel like they're doing something that they shouldn't have to do.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
If anything, it's how do you ensure your partner wants to do it? Put the onus on you.
Yeah.
You're like, hey, I work every single day. Can you cook one day out of the week?
Right.
Well, let me go ahead and open these beanie weenies.
Even if you can't cook, make a sister
It's
grilled
the
cheese. Goddamn.
effort.
It's the effort. Even if you go
has
get
to be
takeout
there.
and then it's,
Yes.
put it on the plate.
Yes.
That's all it takes.
That's
I think
all it
people
is.
make things more difficult than they are.
Yeah.
Than they should be.
Because we all tired.
We're
all
I agree.
overworked.
We all are
you know.
overworked. We all are tired.
That's why I love traveling because you go to these places and people just laid
Back. Oh my God.
And it's like,
It is listen, I am trying to get hubby to relocate to some island, or Europe somewhere where there's a 4-day work week, mandatory 3-week vacation, those types of things. So I can get out of the hustle and bustle of America.
Yeah.
I'm kind of over it.
Yeah.
I'm really over it.
we work to die.
Yeah.
That's what we do.
Yeah.
And it's like we gotta leave a legacy. Well, if you don't talk to your child to be self-sufficient,
So that's the legacy.
that if anything, leave my house, leave them that. Like don't say Riviera Beach residents, please don't sell your damn house. West Palm Beach,
It's too late. They all of them.
I'm
done
just
got
saying,
rid of them
just don't
they either
sell
done
it. Don't
sold
sell-
them or
don't
the
sell your
children
fucking
lost
house.
them because they didn't put a second mortgage on them.
Don't sell your house.
Anyway,
please.
I can go on all day. So I digress.
All right. And the last part is, do you have periodic performance evaluations? I'm a fan of daily affirmations because I truly feel that our feelings change daily. It's like, you know what? I ain't really feeling you today. Like for real. If I'm just gonna be in my room, just be by myself,
Yeah.
I'm finna do that today.
Yeah.
And
you should be allowed to have those moments.
Yeah.
I don't think you should need to smother somebody. Allow them to be where they are in their feelings.
Yeah.
In that moment. And they'll shake up out of it and come back and be warm and fuzzy again or whatever. But give them that moment. That's kind of like a mental health check.
yeah.
You know what I mean? You need that mental health check, even in your relationship. Like
if I call in to work, I'm not coming in. I give no reason.
right.
I'm not coming in.
Yeah, I'm not. In fact, I'm out, not coming in today.
I will not be in today. You can take me off the schedule.
Yeah,
That's it. And I'm like, click.
yeah.
That's all you need to know.
Yeah.
Because I find that when you go deeper into it, I made that mistake recently when my aunt passed away. Because it was a situation where the other person was like, well, was it your mom's sister? I'm like, yeah. Well, how'd your mom take it? Well, in heaven.
I can let you know that once I pass on. I can't say that.
Let me ask later.
But I'll get back to you on that.
So even that scenario,
Yeah.
I was just feeling some type of way, and I was just I shouldn't even open that door.
I think that if you have accumulated PTO,
Yeah.
you do not owe an explanation.
No,
I call it private time off.
you got that right.
I don't have to tell you why I'm taking
No.
off. I've worked and earned my PTO. I am taking PTO today. I am not coming in today. I am not well today. You ain't got to give a reason why you sick or what kind of sick
Ever.
you are.
Ever.
I'm not. And I think employers and people need to respect that boundary with people because everybody knows where they work at. They know the stressful points of it. They know
Of
dealing with
course.
people, different energies, different spirits every day is draining.
Yeah.
And um, it's you need that moment. You need that time to regroup, get it back together, get that energy back so you can go back and deal with the nonsense.
Right.
And I think employees need to understand that, and it is what it is. But I also think that people need to not take advantage of it.
There's delicate balance between both of those.
Because you will get
Like,
those ones
fuck
calling out
this shit.
I think when the whole mental health thing during COVID
Yeah.
and people were calling out, oh, I need a mental health. People ran that mental health thing in the ground. I was like, you call out one more time, somebody you need a mental health break. I'm gonna need you to bring a prescription. Show me your prescription for what kind of volumes, what kind of medication you on. But yeah, everybody ran it. But I do believe we all deserve that break. And even the smallest getaways. You know, if you live in Palm Beach, drive to Vero and spend a day at Vero if you have to. Vero is a beautiful beach. Listen, you go over there, there's some areas you wouldn't even know existed that's really nice. I'm just saying, taking that time just to get away from the house,
Yeah.
even if it's an hour away, is good for a mental health check. So yeah,
Got to put on the list.
gotta put on.
I ain't going on. What's the next question? Uh, in today's society, what topics do you think are often overlooked or silenced? Especially in a world full of social media, you got everything in your palm of your hand. You can look up anything. You can see anything. What's overlooked?
I think mental health,
Mm-hmm.
HIV
Mm-hmm.
and AIDS, vaginal dryness. I'm just naming some things that I never hear people want to talk about,
Right.
or even go to the doctor and don't even ask questions. You know what I mean? It's like weird to me. How are you paying somebody all this money, whether you have insurance or not? Even with insurance, you still got to pay some, and you don't sit down and ask them every. I think my gynecologist laughs so hard when I leave, or well, she laughs when I'm there. I discuss openly everything, every question I want, all the way down to certain sexual positions. Should I try? Should I not? Like, what is that? Is that going to hinder this? You know, I mean, just having that kind of knowledge about your body and yourself is so pivotal in life. And I think a lot of women are scared to ask certain questions. I think a lot of men too. You know, ED running around rampant.
Yeah.
And
Because they think it's tied to masculinity.
and they think it's tied to masculinity when it's really tied to that high blood pressure medication your ass on.
And,
And that, right, stress of everything.
of course,
So I just think that people need to stop being afraid of asking tough questions, especially when it's about you. Your doctor not going to tell nobody. It's between you and your doctor.
right.
You know, sit down and bring your notepad or write down everything and
Bring your phone, people. Bring your phone.
Bring
We
your
don't have
phone.
notepads
Listen,
anymore. Don't pretend like
my
you hear anything about paper.
doctors,
There's no pen
my
and paper.
doctors, as soon as they walk in, they smile big as day when they see me, because here I come. Here she come. Yeah, just wanting to know. And then shoot, I be calling for friends. Like, hold on, let me call my doctor. Hold on. I ask him, I ain't gonna give your name. Damn, you don't go there no way. What does it matter? You know, like, you know, I ask because I think it's just important to know your health and you know, growing old is inevitable. You can't stop it.
Right.
But you can grow old healthy and smart, knowledgeable, and just enjoying how you progress in your older age. You don't have to be run down, tired, and all that growing old, looking like you know, you 50 and you look like 100. Like, you don't have to. It doesn't have to be that.
Drugs will do that to you. So
Oh yeah, alcohol
kids, stay
too.
off the drugs and
Alcohol too, except for red wine. Red wine keeps the skin going.
I gotta remember that. I think on, you know, like you said, as far as your friends and things like, there is nothing I cannot discuss with my guy friends.
Yeah, same here.
I think more than anything, they not everybody is accepting. You
Right.
know,
Right.
like
And everybody's not as want to be honest either.
right.
Like I said, people just it is. We all going through the same things.
Of course,
Nobody's on an island by themselves going
right.
through something. We all are going through the same thing. So I'm with you. Me and my girlfriend talking about everything.
I I think the
We
last
don't
like
miss a beat.
real serious subject we talked about was let's get everybody getting vasectomies.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and it's like, ooh, you know, it's like that's scary. But when my homeboy did it, was like the way he described it, it's like, dude, I was up the whole
Most of
time
the men
watching him do it.
Most
You know,
most of the men I've dated in the last, since I've divorced, all of them have vasectomies.
Mhm.
Like it's a common thing. It's easy. Listen, women, take your man and get that vasectomy done, and get that ice pack. Make him a nice steak dinner. Put an ice pack between them legs. Give him a little ibuprofen.
he'd be good next
He'd
week.
be good. He'd be good next week.
But don't,
Right.
I just think that
Because it's not fair for us to always get our bodies fixed. Why we always got to go under the gun? I think it's good that men now are accepting vasectomy as a form of birth control
absolutely.
and making a conscious decision that, yeah, I'm in my 50s. I like them 30-year-olds, but I ain't trying to knock none of them up. So let me go on over here and get this vasectomy.
35. 35.
30, hey, they 35-year-olds still can get pregnant.
I know.
So I'm just saying, I think a lot of men get them vasectomies because of that reason if they're divorced.
It's my cutoff.
I'm sorry, guys, for telling on y'all. My bad.
35 to 55.
Don't be the old man at the
I
club
don't-
sitting at the
no,
bar
man, no, I ain't going to the. I
buying
knew-
all the ladies a drink.
I knew I needed to get my black ass out that club when I went to sleep in the club on a speaker
Oh,
like this.
baby, and when I say you can snore, the other night I was at your house.
I was calling the hall.
Oh my! I said I had to jump. I said, that's just Kenneth. I will say your sister had your back because she would not let me record you because I was like, oh, I'm finna get
Oh,
his
I got
ass.
I
I'm finna
got
get
the
his ass.
recordings. I have.
She
the
said, "You
recordings.
better not record my."
No, there you won't be the last one. My ex, she would just send me. I just get a text message, and it's an audio of me, and she was like, "You gotta go get checked. You got to." I was like, "Okay."
You need
I
a
go
whole
get-
face mask.
I go and get this. Maybe it's time for another one. I don't know.
So me, I'm always. I don't snore. So
What happened?
new hubby, begged to differ. I was like, I don't snore. And I said, and then if you ever say that outside of this house, that need to be on the goddamn contract. So he records me.
Yes.
So yeah, that cuts off one day of your sex time this week.
What you? No, you can't punish a man for the
I don't
truth.
snore.
What you call it then?
I don't snore.
Loud breathing. That what you call it?
It is loud breathing.
Loud breathing.
After
okay.
a bottle of wine.
There we go.
After a bottle of
have
wine,
a
it
new
is
definition.
loud breathing.
Loud breathing.
After you've
Okay.
had several drinks, it's called loud breathing. And I wasn't lying down. I was sitting up.
Extra comfortable.
I was on the couch sitting up.
Good for your ass. Put that on the contract. God damn it.
That,
Love it.
listen, we're gonna have to do a whole list of what should be on the contract.
Oh,
Next
I
show.
would
Next
love
next
that.
show.
All right, so the next one. How do you balance a desire for open dialogue with the potential for controversy? And this is in a podcast space.
Okay. I think controversial topics are a necessary evil. because it brings light and awareness to things that people like to keep in the dark. So I think they are necessary. I do think you need to go in them. It depends on the topic. Because
Okay.
I'm a band-aid ripper offer. Like, all that tippy-toe around shit. Let's just say it,
Right.
put it on the table, and let's dissect once we say it. But I do know, learning, that there are some people that are highly sensitive. And it's sometimes not about what you say, it's how you say it
Of course.
in order for your audience to receive it in the way that they should, so that it can make them think and then process and then maybe help someone, or it could help them. So,
I look at it from a different standpoint. If I'm gonna say it like this, just because I give my opinions in a public platform doesn't mean you know me.
I agree.
You know, not that I've run into that scenario or that situation, but I kind of get that feeling sometimes when I'm approached. Um, you could watch what I do, you can enjoy what I do, but this not me. You
Right.
know, it's like
Right,
this is
right, right.
this is
You're getting a piece of my professional life,
That's it.
not my personal or private life.
No.
People get it twisted sometimes.
really twisted.
Yeah, yeah. No, you don't know me.
No,
I always hate that statement when people, "Oh, I know her." Like, no, you don't know me.
you know me in this capacity,
You know of me.
right?
You know my name.
You
You,
know
may
what-
know what school I went to.
And you know what information I allow.
I allow you when I'm on a podcast setting, when
Right.
I'm being interviewed, that I allow, and people take that and try to run with it. But who cares,
I've had to have
I'm
those
not one that
conversations.
entertains small-minded
Yeah.
people, so.
When I did do a lot of the after hour shows. I promise you, my DMs, dudes. Hey, homeboy.
I
What-
love the
what-
new voice.
What's Shorty up to? What she got going on? What's her situation? I'm like, that's not the purpose of me doing the show.
Right.
If we're talking about,
They ain't heard nothing was on the show. All they saw was the chick.
or they were turned on by the topic, and
Okay.
that was the whole purpose of having adult conversation.
Yeah.
You talk about some spicy shit. It might be something that, damn, I always wanted to do that. They just talking about, damn, I think I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do it with her. You're not,
No.
because we live in a world of reality. Yeah, if you want to shoot your shot, but I used to tell dudes, like, don't. That's my friend.
Right.
Everybody that, very rarely I'm gonna have somebody on my show that I don't know,
Right.
or somebody I'm not familiar with. And even if I do, I'm gonna disclose that this is somebody. Hey, this is my first time meet. I'm gonna say that, because that's not. I'm not a dating service. I'm not the hookup guy.
Right.
I'm not your wingman.
Right.
I'm not. Motherfucker, do that shit on your own. It's like, if you have an opportunity to see somebody out of the space of your little phone or your TV or whatever medium you watching us on,
Right.
do you? But otherwise, no, motherfucker. that's not how it goes down.
Yeah.
That's
I can only imagine. I can only imagine.
because everybody want easy,
Yeah.
and it's the cheat. There's the cheat code
All right.
that you can look up this individual and get an idea of
Right.
what their life is like.
Right. And I think, because on a previous podcast, I think that I was on, I think the moment the topic is sex and you kind of give them something about yourself sexually, men automatically think, oh, yeah, I want to talk to her, because they think they can get to that level with you like that just because you said it.
Right.
Like, please.
You dumb motherfucker.
That part. Like, get out of here, sir. Please
Like,
sit down,
I
sir.
listen to Horrible Decisions, and that's with a WH. I love it. Highly recommended.
I think my earphones went out. They
Oh.
just went out.
You might have pulled it.
I know. The last one, yeah. That's the one first one you had.
This one?
Yeah. Hello? Nothing.
Oh, see if the green light off. If the green light off, then flip the switch back.
It's probably dead, I think.
Yeah, switch. Just flip it back. It'll come back on.
No,
No, I'm saying flip it opposite of where the light is.
I did.
Okay, put it back on.
Okay. All right.
Ta-da!
This is what being live is about.
Always.
All right.
Yeah, the better one did.
I
So,
can hear you.
yes. You just don't have noise canceling.
Oh, okay.
Well, it's quiet in here now anyway.
Yeah.
So, you okay. But that podcast, they interview porn stars, they interview people who are dominatrix, they explore the world of sex. And I love it.
Which podcast is this?
It's called Horrible Decisions.
Oh, okay.
So it's under Charlemagne's
Okay.
Black Effect.
Okay. I'm gonna check it out.
So I've been listening to them for years.
Oh, I'm definitely have to check them out.
They are unapologetic about their sex lives, and
I'm
they're
not mad at
young,
that.
and they describe all of their experiences. They're open book, but then at the same time, it's like, you don't know me, motherfucker.
Right. Just because I'm having this conversation, I mean,
Right.
you could just walk up to me
Right.
and I'm just gonna jump on you like that.
Their explanation is, I get paid to give myself freely and completely through this podcast.
Right.
They talk about boyfriends, they talk about vacation, they talk about all these things, and I'm just happy they even exist.
Yeah, I that would be something I enjoyed for the simple fact I do like people to be open and honest.
Oh yeah.
A lot of times, especially in our culture, in the black community, talking about sex can be a bad thing. It's never given the light of what it really is. And it's supposed to be pleasurable.
Right.
It's supposed to make you happy. It's supposed to relax you. And people tend to make it into a chore. People tend to make it in more than what it is. And they don't utilize it in the right way, so they don't get the enjoyment out of it that they should, because they're not utilizing it in the correct way.
Man, oh man. Need to be on a t-shirt.
So, I'm all here for the whole, I love sex. And I'm unapologetic about it too.
Everybody does.
Everybody does, but people don't want to either own that, or I don't know. It's a stigma. I don't know if, religious reasons people have. The religious community have made sex a stigma when most of them screwing everything through the church.
Yeah.
And
Fucking everybody.
Everybody in the church.
Yeah.
And the women going with the married men. It's a whole thing going on.
Yeah.
But listen, I don't come over here with that judgment,
You got that right.
because you're gonna get your feelings hurt.
Now, as of course fun as this has been, we're on our last question.
Okay.
All right. I guess this goes right into what we've been talking about. Do you think podcasts play a role in breaking down societal taboos? So this rolls right into what we were just saying.
I do. And I love that the young people, and when I say, like I said, I'm in my 50s, the 30-year-old podcasters that I listen to, especially on social media, the ones you see, I love that they're talking about things that we didn't talk about at their age.
No.
Because we were taught from our parents who were older that certain things need to stay at the house. Certain things you don't talk about, you don't bring up. But I love that these young people are now opening up and talking about relationships and how to be treated and self-love, and all of that. We didn't hear self-love in our house growing up. We heard
Stay in a child's place now.
Stay at a child's place, or go to work, pay your bills, get have your own place. All of those types of things. These young people are talking about mental health. They are talking about sex. They are talking about a relationship, and I love it. I love them for that, because they won't get into their 50s and not understand any, loss in some way of navigating when you're in your 50s. Before I got married, dating at this age, communication skills were horrible.
It's a lot of assumptions.
It's a lot
You
of
old
assumptions.
enough to know what the fuck I want.
Right. A lot of assumptions, a lot of secrets, a lot of not wanting to discuss. And I like that these young people are like, no, we talking about this.
I also think that this generation is the first generation that's not associated with Jim Crow
Yeah.
because my parents had separate water fountains.
Yeah. Oh, my I can go. My parents were older than your parents, so yeah,
So
for sure.
I think that being afraid that, you know, all right, make sure you that the police come, you're kind and
Right.
don't start no shit with them,
Right.
and you just want to get home.
Right.
And I remember even because we've all had to talk, unfortunately, and I just remember my son looking at me like, why? Why aren't I allowed to speak my mind to
Right.
somebody that my taxes are paying to protect me?
Right.
You know, and I I love the fact that he wears this shirt all the time. We shoot races. I love that shirt.
Oh, I love it too. Can
You
I get
know,
it?
we shoot
Next time he
races.
come home, I'm gonna go through his suitcase. Like, give me this shirt.
And you find out how deep seated
Yeah.
racism is.
Ooh, it
And
is. It is very. And everything,
in everything.
and everything, and we as black people have even become just as racist against ourselves,
Yeah.
if more than they are against us.
Yeah.
So
Sad.
it really is sad.
You know. And by the time this episode comes out, it'll be time to vote. Um,
Please don't get me started.
well, we we ain't got no time for that.
Okay,
But
good.
I just want to say, make sure y'all go fucking vote.
Please go vote.
Just go vote.
Go vote. I lost
I
a
don't give a
lot of friends a few years back.
Just go vote.
Yeah, please vote.
Whatever the fuck you want to do, you gotta make sure that you at least express your. Well, like I said, they're gonna take some shit away. Vote while you can. How about that? Vote while you can. How about that?
You know,
God damn it.
and this is my thing too. We always want to say what we can't do and why we can't do this and why we had to do this. Well, because your ass didn't go vote when they had it on the ballot. That's why. So when you around here thinking your vote don't count, please understand some of the laws that are put in place for you to go and vote on that your ass don't vote for.
Yeah.
So that is why you can't do this. That is why you can't do that.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Anyway,
Yeah.
go vote.
Yes. So that's a nice way to tie this bow.
Cool.
So a lot of my shows, I always say I don't say goodbye. I say see you next time.
See you next time.
That's one of those things that, hey, if you enjoyed this episode, make sure you go and check out a couple of my other ones.
For sure.
I would say check out the episode with Denisha, Real Rich. We explore some sexually charged topics, and we'll bring Tiffany back to have one of the episodes. So, want to say you want to say your adieus.
I just want to say thank you to you for having me on the show. I always love coming on Ken's Questions. This is probably third year
What for my show?
that I've
Oh, that you've been. Oh
that
yeah.
I've
Oh
been
yeah.
on.
Yeah.
So I want
3
to say
years.
thank you,
Yes,
thank you,
yes.
and yes, coming soon is Conversations with a Real Bitch. I am she is me, and I'm your host Tiffany. Thank you again for having me on the show, Ken.
You're welcome. And I appreciate y'all for tuning in. God bless. Good night.